Grew up in a very eclectic house. My dad's an artist and a decorative painter. So our house was a sort of patchwork of all sorts of found objects in brocantes in France and antique shops here, and I definitely absorbed a lot of that sort of curated chaos, I guess, in my artwork. My name is Clem. I go by Clemency with my textiles, and I do contemporary patchwork. I mainly make wall hangings. I enjoy the sort of freedom that art as a textile art gives in terms of being able to experiment with different techniques and the longevity of it, rather than necessarily always thinking about the practicalities. But I also do quilts and curtains and domestic textiles. And I'd love to do installations as well and play around with scale. Right now we are in Stroud Valley Arts, which is my studio for the last 18 months or so. It's a great sort of hub of Stroud. It has a sculpture room, a painting room, textiles room, and they have a gallery as well and a bar downstairs. I have always been really drawn to textiles. I'm a big traveller. That was my sort of huge passion in my 20s, ever since I was about 15. And so my focus would be going to South America and South Africa and Asia and all these places. And I found myself just drawn to textiles and the sort of crossovers you got across different countries and places and the similarities, and how even in the most basic communities, textiles were such a huge part of the society. I studied costume and set design, so I was doing theatre design and also festival design and event installations. So I was working with bold colours and different scales and lots of different materials and woodwork and textiles and a lot of colourful paint. I'm a maker, first and foremost, and it's through that I found textiles, I guess. And it was during the pandemic that obviously all festivals and everything got cancelled in theatre, and so I started doing more art, and it's kind of led on from there. Textiles, I guess one of the reasons I'm drawn to them is they're such a versatile medium. So the opportunities are endless with cloth. But making wall hangings really opened up a whole new world for me, because art, it allows you to experiment with techniques and bold colours and more striking design that you might not be able to do in more traditional domestic quilts and interiors. So I really liked the opportunities that opened up for me. Most people that work with textiles, sustainability is something really at the forefront. There's so much conversation at the moment around fast fashion and cotton industry and the water usage, and it all started originally, textiles, as the most sustainable form of making. So that's definitely something I try and continue. There's a great market in Stroud called Vintage Mary's on Mondays, and they have this amazing collection of sourced bed linens and fabrics and beautiful mid-century things. So I'm always on the source, always on looking in brocantes and flea markets and old clothes, and you can use anything. I would say my style is a real patchwork in many of its forms. It's a mix of global techniques and old techniques and embroideries and modern colour palettes. I'm definitely influenced by my travels. I went to Guatemala last year, and all of the hand-woven backstrap looms, it all feeds into these rabbit warrens that I go down, and I guess I work in collections, whatever my interest is on at that moment. So I will become obsessed with the topic, I guess, like most creatives, and make off that. So yeah, whether it's Seminole patchwork of Native Americans or reverse applique from Panama, like often wherever I've been, I will then want to learn more about the craft and do my own take on it. I think as an artist, you're always an observer of what's around you. So I guess my work is often very seasonal without being intended to be. So right now I've got a whole flower series going on because Stroud, I mean, just my walk to the studio and to the shop is full of the most beautiful inspiration. And I think you get unusual colour palettes that you wouldn't have necessarily put together, and shapes and forms. It all feeds into what you output. I mean, I'm very drawn to certain colours, as you can probably tell. Orange is just a colour that brings me so much joy, and pinks and reds. The warm colours, they're so positive and they have so much life in them. So sometimes I'm trying to steer myself away from all the colours I usually go to. But I love having just piles of fabric together, and you kind of put new shades together that you might not have thought about, and trying to find a bit of a neutral colour to balance it out in there. So really it's just walking into the studio and looking at a pile of fabric and seeing what I'm drawn to in that moment. Teaching is such a lovely thing. I think everyone is creative. Just seeing how that manifests in different people is fascinating. And I guess it's also nice when you work by yourself so much, you kind of don't realise necessarily how much you know, and so it's nice to be in front of a group of people, and I've done wall hanging workshops and cushion workshops and tote bag workshops, and you kind of realise how much you do actually know, and you're able to sort of impart that to people, and they take it home and so full of enthusiasm, and I get then sent pictures of things that they've made and continued. And yeah, so sewing is I think a really crucial skill for everyone to be able to do, and to be able to just feed that into the wider community like it used to be, I think is a great privilege. Supporting handmade and buying handmade products is massive. I think it feeds hugely into the wider society. You know, it respects people, it respects their time, the time it takes to build a skill, the time it takes to put your passions into something, and I think it's, what more can you want than someone's time, which is such a precious commodity these days. And I think, you know, across the world, you can see in textiles that the handmade is what makes it. You know, the irregularities, someone's intricacies, and it's completely different to machine-made textiles, and I think it has life. My advice to someone starting a small business would be, don't think about it too much. Just follow your passion. Make something that you love, and I think the rest kind of follows. I think it's very easy to kind of get caught up in what sells, what looks good, what trends, that sort of thing. But I think to tap into really what you're drawn to, what brings you joy, brings you positivity, I think that's the angle to go for. Tips for reusing fabrics. I would say the usual ones are to always wash your fabrics first, and to try and keep the same weight of fabric together, so that the same types of fabric, so that you're not mixing a stretch with a cotton, for example. Don't worry too much about any holes or things like that. I think those sort of things can add elements down the line, and you can patch them, and they give you ideas on what to do with the textiles. So yeah, I think anything goes really. I would say, despite all the rules that people do say, my textiles tend to just be throw caution to the wind, and I use all sorts of fabrics together and that you shouldn't, and you can make anything work.